I'll just abruptly cut that music. How is everybody doing?
Fuck you guys.
You know,
Suddenly sound.
suddenly sound. Well, I mean, it suddenly went from music to faded down music to no music, and me going, well, fuck.
Well, this is a thing.
So how
Hi
is it?
guys.
Uh,
I'm good. How are
yeah,
you?
I'm all right. I'm doing as best as I can. I'm gonna fucking adjust my goddamn cam again because
Because fuck you, that's why.
yeah, I mean, it's just I'm like, oh, it's set. I should be good, and now I'm just like, I'm not happy with it now that we've started recording.
If you hear any weird noises that sounds like I'm going through dice, it's because I am going through dice.
Because you're going through dice.
I'm going through dice, and I will regale you guys with that story when we get to that part of the cast.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going through a fuck ton of dice because why
All right, so that's okay. Cool. But anyway, guys, welcome to another Gimmick Bag. It's been
Woo!
like a month.
Been a couple of weeks. So it's been a while. And I don't even know what number we're on. When was the last cast? We didn't do it last week. I don't think we did it the week before because you're gonna like smoke will go off.
We are on. Well, I know what number we're on, but our last episode was
It was something.
August 16th.
Sweet Jesus, it's been a while.
Been about a month.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out and waiting for us to return.
Yeah, and welcome to episode 40.
Woo!
Yeah, so a lot of things have happened. A lot of cool
Yes.
things, a lot of awesome things. Before we get started, though, if you do enjoy,
Sponsors.
yeah, let's get the sponsors out of the way. But before we get to the sponsors, if you guys do appreciate what we do here on the Precipice Podcast Network, whether it's Gimmick Bag or Pod Errors, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Precipice Podcast. Any little bit helps. There is tiers that you can get as well that have physical shit. There's that.
Yay.
Another big thing, and this affects everybody on the network, is the new merch shop. There's a link in the show notes for it, but it's Teespring. Teespring. Jesus Christ, I do that every goddamn time I go.
Damn it, Todd.
tpublic.com/user/theprecipice. And there you can pick up the Precipice Podcast merch. You can pick up my personal merch. You can pick up Mori merch.
Woo! I have merch now. Yay. Thank you.
You can pick up Thurballen merch or Dorky Ray merch. You guys can get that there now, and that is a thing. The cool thing about it is the arrangement that I've reached with Mori, Ray, and Ballin is if any of you guys buy any of their stuff, say you buy a t-shirt, like the new Tea Time t-shirt, which looks
The new T-shirt.
The new t-shirt, yeah. Which looks fantastic, by the way.
Yes, it does. You did a fucking amazing job.
I try. But if you pick that one up, the commission that goes from the sale of it, I will then be giving to Mori. So there's that. It's a great way to do it. It's a great way for us to support each other, and also for us to, because I mean, like, our communities are pretty similar in a sense. So
yeah, they are. No, so now I just need to make like a MS Paint thing for you to put on a t-shirt, and we're good. Because I think that's about the only artistic skill I have.
It would still be better than WWE merch.
Yeah, true.
Shots fired. But anyway, so yeah, you can pick up the shirts there now, which is really cool. The Mori shirt, the new Tea Time shirt, the new Tea Time tee. And of course, you can get it on a phone case. You can buy stickers. which is cool on that. Like any of the stuff you can buy stickers.
I want all of the stickers.
You want all of the stickers, yeah.
I want all of the stickers.
But yeah, we got stickers. We have shirts. We have hoodies. Baby onesies.
You can put Todd on a baby. Wait, don't do that.
No.
Let's not do that. Let's never say that we did that.
You could put hashtag blame Todd on a child.
Yes, that's what I was alluding to. You could put hashtag blame Todd on your baby.
Yep.
That is totally what I meant. Please believe me.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, there's like a whole bunch of different designs and stuff. But yeah, t-shirts, adult tees, and hoodies and sweatshirts, all that other stuff. Kids tees, sweatshirts, tank tops, onesies, cell phone cases.
Yes.
Laptop bags, well, laptop cases. I'm not sure about those personally, but whatever. Stickers, mugs. What is it? We got mugs. We got some of the items have tapestries you can get.
I did see some of the wall art and my god.
And posters and prints and stuff like that. It's pretty fucking amazing. So yeah, that is indeed a thing that can now be done, and I'm very thrilled. And big shout out to Sanea for mentioning TeePublic and then me looking into it. So
thank you, Sanea.
Because Sanea's starting her own shop. Which is really cool.
Sweet.
So she's been doing like a lot of doing the whole like, let's just get designs done and then I'll get them uploaded and then launch, that kind of thing. So I'm actually I'm really happy to see that, because the funniest thing about it is you'd think somebody like a Sanea would have a shop already.
I know, what the hell?
Meanwhile, Scrubby Todd's over here shilling his shirts, just doing his thing. But anyway, let's get to our sponsors. We have Loot Crate. Loot Crate is an amazing service, best in geek and gaming gear. From collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic gear. It's like Comic-Con in a box. You can go into the show notes. There's a link. You can start your subscription there. You can cancel at any time. Anybody that does sign up for it, using that link does help the network, not just the show. Also, if you are like me and vape, I have two really good sites that sponsor us. We have breezy.com. Use promo code VAPEFAM to save 10% off your first purchase. They sell juice, they sell gear. It's really cool. There's a link in the description to take you right to their page. Also, we have Vape Vigilante. Save 20% off your first purchase with the promo code SAVE20P. Link in the show notes. If you like high-end collectible products, I'm talking statues and things, Sideshow Collectibles is an amazing place to get them. There is a link in the description. Check out their stuff. They offer payment plans on a lot of their stuff. A lot of their stuff is limited run, so that's actually really cool. And it wouldn't be Gimmick Bag without us bringing up food at some point. So,
of course.
So good old Gary Poppins Gourmet Small Batch Popcorn. Save 15% off your first order with promo code 15OFF. Use the link in the show notes. They're fantastic. They are amazing. And you guys really, if you like popcorn or just
specialty popcorn.
Huh?
Specialty popcorn?
Or specialty popcorn. Yeah, I was going to say, or just something to snack on. Gary Poppins is hands down an amazing way to go. So
that's also an amazing name.
Gary Poppins. Me and Ballin were talking about this, and we said Gary Poppins should get Michael Rooker to dress up as Yondu. and do a commercial for Gary
Oh
Poppins.
God, yes. Oh God,
And
yes.
he just walks out and he's just like, I'm Gary Poppins, y'all. Just boom. That just prints money.
Yes. I love it.
But yeah, so so we've had some interesting time off.
Yes.
It's been weird not doing the Wednesday cast,
Yeah.
which has been really like last week I understood because that's like you had something huge happening the next couple days and you needed the time, and that is understandable.
Yes.
And I mean it's just like we watched a pay-per-view and we're like, oh, we'll talk about the pay-per-view. Like and then the show never happened. Then the week after that the show never happened, and then it was like, oh well, now it's PAX.
Yep.
So we're probably not going to talk about that show because I would honestly rate that show -5 stars. It was pretty bad. But there was another show that happened just this past weekend, which was actually pretty good. So, we'll get to that when we get to the wrestling stuff on the show. But thankfully, we had I spent my time working on all these different projects, top game, do designs for merch and other stuff, because that's what I do, and playing tons of Yakuza 0 because that game is so fun.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
But while I was being unproductive, doing all these little projects and playing Yakuza, Mori went to PAX West.
Yes, I did.
So how was PAX West?
It was good. It was very busy. We got into Seattle Thursday evening. Met up with Giant and Zonky. Giant is another Twitch streamer friend of ours from, well, Giant and Zonky they're from Canada. They drove like 11 hours to get to Seattle from where they were. Props to them, because holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, big ups to them. I mean, Giant and Zonky are amazing people.
Yes.
And it's great that you were able to kind of, not only hang out with them, but like spend the convention with them.
Oh, absolutely. And, the guys from StackUp.org were there, so I got to see them again, which was also so very exciting. I love seeing their faces and spending time with them. I'll get more on that later. I'll tell you more about that later.
More on that later.
I had a couple friends who were enforcers this year, so I got to spend some time with them.
Cool.
Which is always one of, and like real life friends, not like, well, not saying that internet friends are bad. Internet friends are fantastic. The internet friends are actually some of, like, the best friends.
A real friend?
Oh my God, Todd. Don't make me fly over to you and, like, stab you and then hug you and then heal your wounds.
And then go out to that all-you-can-eat barbecue.
Oh, heck yeah. Fuck yeah. But,
sweet tea for days.
Yes. But I got to see some friends I hadn't seen in quite a while. I got to see Greats on the last day at kind of the last minute before we left. But it was good to see him. Got to see Idani. Got to meet ESP for him, who is one of the Warframe partner streamers. I moved my mic stand and now I just whacked it. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear a mic bump because I think you have
fantastic.
I think you have the shock mount, right?
I do.
That's why I didn't hear it.
Magic.
Yeah, it's not like if I were to just go and say, "Whoa, this is the way it actually is," and then just hit mine.
Yeah,
you would be like, everybody would be like, "Motherfucker."
Let's compare. Thwack. But I got to hang out with Cuddles and Cuddle Wife, who Cuddles as a partner streamer and also is like one of the StackUp.org higher ups. I also got to meet Daniel the Demon briefly, because like everybody and their mother fucking knows Cuddles. Like anybody who's anybody knows Cuddles.
Just for those watching the video version, I just clicked another thing on Discord, and so they saw like part of a chat.
Whoopsies.
It happens. Oh well. Yeah. No, it's a thing that I'm usually really good about it, but like something lit up with a thing, and I'm just gonna use my fucking phone now to do that.
Yeah.
Because it annoys the hell out of me when I see
when you have like a notification.
Yes.
Oh god, you would hate to see my Discord. Anyways.
Well, what I usually do is I'll right click and then just mark as read. So
Right.
So for
but
me,
yeah, I got to meet a lot of people. I got to see a lot of faces that I dearly missed, and I cannot wait to be able to see them again whenever the fuck that'll be. But it was a good con. I actually went to panels this year as opposed to last year.
Very cool.
I tried to do about a panel a day.
Nice.
Saturday was kind of a bit of a wash because I woke up with a headache and was like nauseated like all day, and I woke up at like 2 in the morning and vomited, which made me feel immensely better instantly. It's fantastic how that happens. But anyways, let's see here. Friday, I went to the Hospital Gaming Specialist is a thing and you should apply panel, which basically talked about using games as a way to kind of distract kids that are in the hospital from, surgeries that they have to do or anything that they might be anxious about, and it really is an amazing thing, and I hope to see it kind of be grasped more broadly around hospitals basically nationwide. And so that is really exciting. Let's see here. Saturday was building your streaming community, which was put on by Mixer people of all people. Like nobody from people who were from Twitch but hopped over to Mixer.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the people that left Twitch to go to Mixer, they're the ones that had to build. Because this is no dig on Mixer.
No, not at all.
They are a smaller platform.
Yes.
It's harder for you to, well, it's hard for you to be seen on Twitch, first off.
Right.
I mean.
Right.
But, which, I'll get into that a little bit later, but, also the community itself is a lot smaller on Mixer, and Mixer's a great service. I've dabbled in it. Jess dabbles in it. We know a lot of people that dabble in it, and personally, I think that it's if there was a way for me personally to bring my community from Twitch to Mixer, like the whole community, I would.
Right.
But I'm at that point where it's like, well, I'm not going to go and just say, well, you guys enjoyed me on Twitch. You can fuck right off. I'm going to be on Mixer now. So, I mean, that's the problem. But yeah, them putting on like how to grow your... And that's...
It did have some good points. It really did.
It's one of those things, though. It's so situational when it comes to growing your channel. Regardless if it's a Twitch channel, a YouTube channel, a Mixer channel, whatever. You have to figure out what works for you.
Yes.
That's the biggest tip I can give. Like, don't pretend to be somebody else. Be yourself.
Yes.
And like use social media. Let people know. That's all I can recommend.
That kind of more or less was the panel in a nutshell.
Are you fucking kidding? Look at that.
I am not fucking kidding you.
Look at that.
We should put on a panel somewhere.
Yeah, we should. So you want to be a internet personality. Be yourself. Don't be somebody else. Use social media.
Yep.
Some people may like your content. Some people may not. If you're on YouTube, I'm sorry for all the toxic comments you're going to get.
Yeah, that essentially was like the TLDR, essentially. Like, there were other points in there. I can't remember them right now, but that was kind of the long and the short.
I know. Love how I just summed up an entire panel, which was probably
and you didn't even go.
Which was like probably like an hour panel.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so it was
It
an
it was
hour
an
of
hour.
them basically giving you what I just gave you in 10 seconds.
Pretty much.
And I didn't even go.
Yeah. Sunday, I went to the afternoon tea and in-depth look at tea and video games.
Okay.
Which kind of sort of went over the history of tea a little bit, how everyone's, tea palette is different, what one person likes, another person won't like,
Mhm.
There's no shame in using tea bags, which honestly there isn't. I've just kind of become a little bit more of a tea snob over time, and I prefer loose leaf tea myself.
You are a bit more refined in the way that you
That's
partake
that's
in
actually a
tea
better way to put it. Thank you.
than tea snob, because tea snob just makes
Yeah.
it sound like, oh,
Fuck your tea, it's
yeah,
terrible.
this is dog
Never
shit.
drink
Like,
that with like toilet water.
yeah,
Come on.
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't bathe a dog in that. Like, if it comes down to it, you'll use tea bags, but
Yeah. There's no shame in it. There's absolutely no shame
your
in it.
preferred method.
My preferred method is loose leaf.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
There are some pretty good tea bags out there though.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie.
Can we say tea bags a few more times? Because I'm trying not to laugh.
I know. They kind of gave like, tea that they like drinking that is kind of a bit off the beaten path.
Mhm.
Like one of the guys there, one of his like kind of I suppose not really guilty pleasure teas, but like one of his like secrets was having a roasted yerba mate with like sugar and milk, and you do not put milk in yerba mate like at all, like not even sugar even sometimes I don't think, but and it's supposed to taste like pancakes, so I have to find like a roasted mate and try that
And
because
then
it sounds goddamn delightful.
And then yell at him on the internet when it doesn't taste good.
I know.
It's your fault. You
lied to me. I thought it was gonna be delicious. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's
like they also covered like this tea ceremony that was in one of the what was one of the games? What is the gaming franchise that Sub-Zero and Scorpion are in? Because I can't fucking remember.
Mortal Kombat?
Thank you, both of you. I have no geek cred. I should just walk away in shame right now. But like one of the games had like a tea ceremony between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and like the game devs did not need to put that in at all, and like it was really well done. That's like the only like gaming thing that they could really throw in there, and then it turned into.
We're gonna talk all about tea and gaming and Sub-Zero and Scorpion sharing tea. That was
exactly.
Panel's done, guys. Have fun.
But they kind of like went over the history of like that specific type of tea ceremony, how it was supposed to symbolize like harmony and stuff like that. I'm just like kind of flying by the seat of my pants right now, so I'm a little bit. Words are hard.
Discombobulated,
hard.
Gotcha.
Yes, very discombobulated. Like all in all, it was a good panel. It's just kind of not what I was expecting. I was expecting more. Honestly, I don't know what.
Yeah, no, and I
this is the type of game you're going to play. This is the type of tea you should probably have, and they didn't really delve into that too much, except for like 5 minutes or 5 seconds of chaos, rather.
Yeah.
It was still a good panel, though. I'm still glad I won, because there were a lot of tea enthusiasts that I didn't know existed. Holy shit.
Well, if we get our 5th sponsor, that may be something we end up talking about more.
Yes. And Monday is honestly, I this was like my 2 panel day, which it was, I know it was so amazing.
The last day of PAX is usually the wind down day anyway.
Yeah, it is. But the panels I went to is the Am I Playing a Role? Identity Exploration and RPGs, which was a tremendous panel. Absolutely tremendous panel. It was put on by takethis.org.
Mm-hmm.
What all they do, I don't remember off the top of my head right now.
I'm curious about this panel. Like,
yes,
fill me in.
I will try to as best as I can with my poor brain. And it had like a couple of people from what was it? Were they from D&D or were they from Wizards of the Coast?
Same.
Satine and
Wizards.
Okay, so it was a couple of ladies from Wizards of the Coast that were on the panel.
Phoenix, the community manager at Wizards of the Coast, and Kate Welch, the lead designer of Dungeons and Dragons from Wizards of the Coast.
Did you get that?
Yep.
Okay. There was also who the hell else was on the panel?
Dr. Megan and
Yes.
Chris Straub, who is one of the players in the Hack Inc. C-Team campaign.
He pays so much better attention than I do. And it was hosted by Dr. B.
Gotcha.
And it kind of went into how the various players kind of used D&D as a way to kind of overcome whatever like traumas they were going through in their life, or abuse or whatever. They could just kind of use D&D as like an outlet to kind of overcome that.
Mm-hmm.
Which it was like all the feels. It was absolutely an amazing, wonderful panel. Which I know is like a really shitty way to sum it up, but that honestly was my most favorite panel to go to that weekend, and it has, I suppose, helped me a bit kind of figure out how to kind of play my character better and try to figure out, how do I make my character, what's a way that I can do to kind of get into character, this, that, and the other thing.
The easiest way for you to get into character is to throw a little bit of yourself in.
Right, which I kind of have started doing.
I know with the characters I've played over the I think the only one I really didn't throw myself into was when I played Star and Spider Crusher. Because he was a barbarian dwarf, and he was dumb as shit, and he just wanted to stab shit. That's all he wanted to do. He was deathly...
I'm pretty sure there's a part of you that really wants to stab shit.
Well, I mean...
Gotcha.
But I also think analytically, too.
Right.
Versus him, where it's just like, okay, so we walk into a room, and there's these dudes here. What are we going to do? And the group's arguing, like, maybe we should diplomatize with them or whatnot. And I'm just like, I'm just going to walk up and stab him in the face.
So basically, you kind of...
He was the living embodiment of a murder hobo.
Right. So he was like what you wouldn't like do ever in real life.
He is what nobody should ever do ever in any life.
This was all like going off better in my head, and now my mouth and my brain aren't connecting with each other, so I'm coming out a lot less elegantly than I had hoped. Like I had this all planned of what I was gonna say, and now that I'm actually talking, it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
I ruined everything.
That's just the thing.
I also saw a couple that had made the Crow T-Robot, and fuck. God damn it. And Tom Servo, and they actually like talked and interacted with each other. It was amazing. I really should have gotten a photo. I'm kind of mad about that, but they were so well done.
I mean, it sounds very impressive. Like, I always love seeing people who have put together a Crow and a Servo.
And I think from what I heard,
a servo, I'm fine with,
Oh yeah, and I think they're also going to be making a Gypsy and a Cambot as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I kind of can't wait to see photos of that coming out. It excites me to no end because I love Gypsy.
Nice.
Even though I think Tom and Crow are my favorites, though.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's sort of the long and short of the panels that I did over the weekend. The very long and short of the panels that I went to over the weekend.
So, I hear, and now don't take this the wrong way.
Yes.
I hear you brought back about 5.5 pounds with you.
Yes, I did. I brought back about 5.5 pounds of dice. For no other fucking reason than a fuck ton of dice.
Dice.
So what essentially started is like we didn't really explore the 6th floor too much, which was like somewhere the expo shit. But Level Up dice was there that Anubis knew about. So he wanted to check out what they had there. Expensive as shit dice sets, but oh my god, they are so pretty in person.
See, I mean,
They're
the,
so goddamn.
the problem is with dice sets like that is
Mm-hmm.
I just want a functional set of dice.
Right.
I want them to be readable. I want them
Mm-hmm.
to roll good. I want them to give me an equal probability.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want.
Right.
So for me, like finding dice is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
I
mean,
think
we've all bought like sets of like the RPG 7 dice sets. You know,
Right.
we've all done that.
Did it well more so now, but yeah.
But at the same time, like if you research your dice, you know what's going on. Like the only way you can get really really good high quality dice is either A, you pay for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean there was a company Artisan Dice that I was looking
Yes.
at a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they make wooden dice, and I was just like,
Level Up Dice also has wooden sets, which are absolutely stunning. They also have precious gemstone dice sets.
Yep.
Nubis found the obsidian set, and so I decided to treat him to an early birthday present and let him get a set because he didn't even have a set of dice like at all. Yeah, I know. The chick that doesn't really play D&D had 2 sets already. He had none. But so I got him a set of obsidian dice, which also came with a nice little like necklace pendant thing made out of the same gemstone.
I mean,
or the same stone.
I mean, arguably for the amount that probably cost, they better have fucking thrown something else in.
Yeah. If you check a Level Up Dice, you can see like all the different types of sets they have there and how much they are. They're a little bit cheaper on the con floor, but not terribly by much. But honestly, I rather would have paid at the con than on the website.
Well, they are, and you go, well, it's not that much cheaper, but then you go, and shipping.
Right.
So that in itself,
I think the set of obsidian dice like on their website is about $100, and I paid. Oh, is it 90?
Yeah.
Okay, so I paid a little bit less than that. Yeah.
Dice US.
Yes.
Got it. Luxury is only a dice roll away. Oh, that's adorable.
It is adorable. I think like how their dice are made, like when they're being engraved, like the numbers aren't always like set evenly on the facet, so that way it's like weighted evenly throughout the dice.
Gotcha.
That facet smaller than the rest.
Right.
To make sure that the center of gravity on the dice dead center inside of it, instead of being weighted more towards any one of the faces.
Yes. What he said. Thank you, love. The brains.
Obsidian on the website's 80.
Oh, is it? Okay, never mind. The Indian agate on there looks so fucking pretty, though.
I think the opalite is the best.
Oh, the opalite is so fucking gorgeous. But we got Anubis a set of dice from them, which he absolutely loves, and we're going to be getting some
dice.
Yes, some dice trays soon. Not from Wormwood, but we did see Wormwood there who did the table for Critical Role. And like the guys what was it? One of the guys that actually made the
designer.
Right.
The actual guy that designed the table was there.
And we got to talk to him for a little bit. It was amazing. Also, they are like the softest velvet tabletops ever. I just wanted to sit there and like rub them all day.
Right, so I'm looking at the one that Level Up has. Now I'm looking at Artisan Dice. And for some reason I'm now looking at Bone Dice because that's a thing.
Well, bone dice are pretty, man. Come on. I think I have a D20 that isn't meant to be rolled, but it was like it's a bone die that was in a necklace. And then like the cage like fucking broke or some shit. So I have to make myself a new wire cage. I haven't done it, but And I've had this for over 10 years now, and I haven't like bothered to fix it, which goes to show how much I really care about it. But But we also stopped by the Chessex booth that was there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that look on your face.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all their sets there, and then they had like 2 different huge fucking pits. One of the fuck is it, the premium dice, and then like the not premium dice. So the premium dice are about 50 cents each, and the not premium dice are about 30 cents each.
Okay.
You could also do like hand-picked mugfuls, or just like random mugful scoops. Or you could also do pitcherfuls. The hand-picked pitcherfuls are going to be a lot more expensive. So basically, I started picking out random dice for myself, I think on like Saturday? Was it Friday or Saturday? One of the days. And I picked out about like 19 different dice for myself.
Nice.
Just like 3 different sets of like, the different, D10, D20, D8. I got a percentile die. D4s.
So
And then I wanted to go, and then we went back the next day because I wanted to get more dice because they're pretty. And what started as handpicking into like one of the small baskets turned into handpicking into a mug, turned into that mug going into a pitcher, and then scooping the rest from the mug into the pitcher. And then we wound up with 5.5 pounds of dice. And the dude just kept throwing in handfuls afterwards, too. Is that a Purple Heart set? Because that's fucking gorgeous.
yes, it is. Purple Heart through Artisan Dice for a 103.
Level up.
No, that's Artisan Dice, darling. Yeah.
Because Purple Heart through Level Up is 190.
Mm-hmm. For the full polyhedral set?
For the full 7.
Looks like 103 for the full set.
Mm-hmm.
For the level up.
Yes.
Through Artisan.
I have seen these guys before. I have seen them before. Don't they have like an alligator bone something or another dice set, or am I just hallucinating things?
We talking about Artisan?
Yeah.
Gator Jaw.
Yes, that's it. I've seen this company before, and their stuff is so pretty. So yeah, I wound up with almost 5.5 pounds of dice, which if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should. At Moriarty_time, you can see the kind of the progression on how much dice almost 5.5 pounds is. And then you can see what I picked out of that initially. So I've been kind of going through that while we've been talking. So sorry for any of the extra noise.
That's all right.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the yeah, I know I know this company.
Yeah, I mean that
$127.
set is $327. That's
Yeah, but oh my god. So I have the feeling like if I ever go back to PAX or like any convention that has Chessex, this is just going to be a very terrible addictive hobby.
Yeah.
Of getting more dice because dice.
Yeah.
I think we actually have more dice than our GM does. He weighed in at like what, 4-ish pounds with all the ones he could find?
Yeah, with all the ones
Yeah.
But he has a bag literally full 12.
Right, which he couldn't find, which kind of drove him a bit, nuts last night, but eh. So yeah, I have a fuck ton of dice for no other reason than a fuck ton of dice.
Nice.
Yep. I mentioned to my GM that I was going to probably turn some of this into jewelry, and I think I kind of made him die a little bit on the inside.
Should do it just to make him die even more.
I'm planning on it. And I found through Dryad Tea, which I, not sponsored, but she is a fantastic Twitch streamer. She's super gorgeous, and she has fantastic teas that she blends herself, as well as pottery that she hand throws. and hand makes. But she's a lovely, lovely person. I highly recommend checking her out. And she has these tea balls, the little tea steeper bowl thingies.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them she has dice strung to the end of them.
Nice.
They're really pretty.
Very cool.
But I highly recommend checking her out. That's kind of the long and short story of the convention that I went to. I'm glad I went. I'm probably not going to go back due to cost, and it is getting super goddamn expensive. And
I could see if you do go, it'd be like a 1 day.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, it would be like a 1 day thing. I think my cousin, I ran into him as well. He was smart, and he only did the 1 day. And I think if anything, that's probably what I'd end up doing. Is like looking to see if there's any leftover Monday passes, nabbing one, and then coming up on a Monday.
Yeah.
And just doing shit.
I mean, I would. The thing is, it's like I would probably look at like a Saturday.
Right.
But
there's also that shitty bit of, the Friday through Sunday passes go so goddamn fast.
Yeah.
Monday is generally like the leftover, redheaded stepchild of the weekend.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Monday is like the last of the passes. Like they're easier to get, but also most of the good stuff's gone already.
True. But also depends on kind of what you want to go there for. If it's to check out game demos, if it's to buy shit, if it's to go to some of the panels. There's something for everyone. I just don't think at the price point that it was, it was really fully worth it to be there the whole weekend. It was nice to spend the whole weekend and have like the full con experience, essentially.
Yeah. That's why, I mean, like, for me, I think that if I were to do PAX West, I may do like a 2 day.
Yeah.
And then use the rest of the time to kind of be a fucking tourist.
Right. Honestly, I love being in Seattle.
I've never been.
I really do.
I have never been.
I'm a little bit.
What kind of all-you-can-eat barbecue places do they have there?
I don't know. But I can point you to some lovely coffee and French bakery wonders. And there's Pike Place itself right across the street from there. There is Beecher's, which has the most amazing fucking cheese you've ever had. It is so good. But let's see, there's Pierogi down there.
But barbecue.
I know barbecue. I know. I'm aware. It's also the sad fact that we don't have a fucking Cracker Barrel up here, too. The nearest one is in goddamn Morgan, okay?
Yeah, well...
It is a state away.
Well, I know somebody that had Cracker Barrel this past weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the whole crew had it all in.
That's right.
Because Being the Elite came out today, and they were kind of doing the whole behind-the-scenes thing. And get to see the Young Bucks going and picking up the carts full of bottled water for the show.
Oh God.
And then you see them going into the arena holding like a few of them like holding like a lot of boxes, and they're like, this is all the Cracker Barrel catering.
Oh Jesus.
So but yeah, this weekend was a pretty filled weekend. I mean, the West Coast had PAX.
Yep.
The East Coast had Dragon Con, and and the Midwest, middle of the country, they had All In.
Yes.
Arguably 3 big conventions happening at the same time that weekend. Like,
what a weekend!
Fucking nuts. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, it's just. I think that. Like, I've had this discussion a few times, like about conventions and stuff like that. Because I get asked quite a bit, like, "Oh, are you going to TwitchCon?"
Nah, I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion.
My answer is, well, obviously, I can't go right now.
Well, yeah, number one.
But if I could, I would probably go for 1 day, and then spend the rest of the time sightseeing and hanging out with people.
Right.
I mean,
Disneyland.
Probably.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'd do.
Yep. Oh. we're going to TwitchCon. Oh, cool. What days are we? Are we going all weekend? No, we're just going the Friday. But this vacation's for a week. We're spending the rest of the time at fucking Disney.
Yep. Damn straight. I mean, I would.
Load up that purse with all the edibles you can carry, because we're gonna have fun at the magical, fucking most magical place on earth. Oh man, but yeah, no. In all seriousness, like it's going to conventions now for me isn't so much. Like it's cool to go to the convention and meet the creators. You know.
Yes. Yes.
It's cool to run into people that you know at these conventions, but besides that, like yeah, it's cool to play game demos and stuff like that. PAX West just seems very, because it's spread out, you know.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit much for me. PAX East is contained in one building, so it's just always like, oh, I can go in, and then you got when you go in, you have Artist Alley, and then at the expo floor, back of the expo floor, you have tabletop. You got vendors there. You got vendors in the hallways all over the place. You got panels in all the conference rooms and shit. It just seemed like it, because you didn't have to do, like, you did a lot of walking, but you didn't do a lot of walking.
Right.
So for me, like, PAX East is definitely something I would say, like, oh yeah, I would definitely do that again. I wouldn't do 3 days, but I would definitely do that again. I mean,
Right.
Boston's a lovely city, you know, but still. TwitchCon, I mean, I kind of hope that they bring TwitchCon out of California.
I kind of doubt that they will.
Yeah.
I really do.
I mean, they've sent out surveys and shit where it's just like, where would you like to see TwitchCon? And it's like 4 California cities, and then like 3 or 4 cities on the East Coast, and then like Texas. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I would, if they brought it to the East Coast, I would be more inclined to go, because it's like, oh hey, I can go.
Right.
But I also know that if I go, I'm not going to see any of my West Coast friends, because they're going to be like, fuck that, I ain't going all the way out there for basically hanging out with motherfuckers.
Nope.
And then I'd be like, but I know a really good barbecue place. And they're just like, you motherfucker.
That is totally not what I meant to send you. Not you, but...
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm going to send you a link. Not you. Like,
not you! So did you watch was any of All In like streamable? Could you watch any of it?
So the first hour, the 0 hour, was on WGN America.
Right.
I watched that. And then throughout the week I've picked up, like, because people are assholes and they decide to go and put the videos up on YouTube.
Of course.
So I've been watching it that way. Thank you, assholes that put shit on YouTube. You know, obviously everybody's talking about the Kenny Omega Pentagon match, which was very well. It's a really good match. And then of course the Jericho appearance at the end.
Yep.
The fact that the Young Bucks and Koda's match
excuse me,
ended with them having like 14 seconds or something like that before the feed cut, because they ran late. Apparently Okada and Skrull was amazing. The show in itself, from what I've heard, was really, really good.
Good.
For me, like on the WGN stuff, we started off with SCU and the Briscoe brothers, and it was a decent match. I mean, they did good. It was honestly a better pre-show match than WWE's done in a while. Just saying.
Oh.
And then we had the over budget battle royal, which gave me the feels of going to local shows and seeing the battle royals there.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked that. I liked it very much. And Flip Gordon ended up winning.
Nice.
And he ended up, because of that, he got booked for All In to go up against Jay Lethal. So I don't know. They finally paid that off. The pre-show in itself, like, the matches were good, but it felt like, I mean, yes, it was a pre-show, so it's supposed to be a commercial for All In, but it didn't seem like a commercial for All In. It was more of a commercial for Cody and the Bucks. That's how it felt.
Right.
And I was worried that was the way the whole show was going to go. And I was mistaken. So it was a great thing for the wrestling industry to have a show like this happen outside of a major promotion. We had Joey Ryan come out as,
to a penis procession.
Yeah, to a penis procession. And then we had his coxman carry a unconscious, quote unquote, Adam Page to the back. These dudes came out in inflatable dick costumes.
It was amazing.
It was kind of amazing, but at the same time, and then as Adam Page is being carried out, the crowd's chanting "Rest in penis."
Yep.
And I was just like, "This is, yeah,
this is wrestling."
Yep, this is exactly it. Joey Ryan, like, before the event, like maybe last week, somebody asked him, like, "Why don't we see you on TV ever?" And he goes, "My whole gimmick's about my dick." And he was on Impact on Twitch. And he goes, "I did a match, they just showed a match on Twitch where I said the word dick like 20 times, and you wonder why I'm not on TV." Oh, Joey Ryan, don't ever change.
Please don't ever change.
Keep it sleazy.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, All In was good. It's definitely something I need to sit down and actually watch the whole event of. But from what I saw, it was very enjoyable. They're talking about an All In 2. And this was confirmed. This was hinted at in Being the Elite that released on the day of this recording, which is the September 5th. But if you are on Twitch, House of Hardcore. So House of Hardcore is Tommy Dreamer's promotion. They have a Twitch channel. Today he was on Twitch. First off, he was drafting his fantasy football team, which was kind of fun. Because he was asking the chat to help him pick, which was cool, and I know nothing about football. And he was also answering wrestling questions and talking about, like, his experience with All In and stuff. And then he said, "Yeah, Cody and the Bucks are really talking, me, Cody, and the Bucks were really talking about All In 2." Which is basically confirmed that unless they get signed, All In 2 is happening.
Yep.
Because he also did at a later point said, it's no secret that big money offers, like, they can't be thrown out yet because they're still under contract, but there is, like, kind of like preliminary talks of WWE wanting Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes, and wanting Cody back, and Nick and Matt. They want them. No mention of Skrull again, which makes me think it might be because of his contract.
Maybe.
So yeah, I mean, the Dreamer live stream was interesting, though. It really was. Because, I mean, yeah, he was talking about that kind of stuff. He talked about how he got food poisoning. Talked about why he's not on the Jericho crew and he kind of kayfabed it a little bit, which I thought was great because he says he was offered to be on the Jericho crew, and he turned it down. And the reason why he turned it down was 3 reasons. 1, drunken wrestling fans, drunken wrestlers, and like those are 2 legit reasons.
Right.
And then the third reason is because Raven's on the cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he goes, I don't want to be on the same boat as Raven for a few days. Like,
oh God,
like,
I'm afraid to know.
I mean, they had a feud that transcended promotions. Like,
well then,
started in ECW. It went past ECW. They didn't really dabble in it in WWE, but they never put them in the same spot either. And then in TNA, they kind of did it there too. It was Raven and Dreamer, like, and you're like, all right, well, this feud's been going on for like 20 years now, so.
Well.
And the whole feud started based on summer camp. The way the story goes is they both went to summer camp together, and Tommy Dreamer was jock, and Raven was like the outcast kid, and whatnot. And there was also as it was said, the fat girl Beulah McGillicuddy, who ends up coming back to ECW as like this skinny woman and whatnot, and blah blah blah. You know, and she's with Raven, and so on and so forth, and blah blah blah. And Dreamer steals her from Raven, and so on. It's just kind of this whole thing. The non-kayfabe part of it is that those 2 actually got married. So, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I've been watching so much classic ECW. It's not even funny. Like, I've been since the last time I recorded, I've made it I made it from 90 until I'm in about the middle of 97.
Jesus.
ECW. So I've watched like Dreamer's debut and all the stuff, you know, all that, and his feud with the Sandman, and franchise do his thing, and now Raven's doing his got Raven Nest, and he's got the Bruce Brothers. He's got these other guys. Cactus Jack's already been there. Terry Funk's already been there. I mean, it's so like it's so nostalgic for me, you know, just sitting back and like I remember this. And there is something that that did come out of the live stream, and yes, I did chat in the live stream. And well, I worked like 90% of it, and then it was just like certain things, and somebody said like, so when are you gonna go and give somebody a hellacious chair shot like you gave to Raven when he was handcuffed to the Dreamer? And he goes, and Dreamer's just like, you really shouldn't be doing. He goes, I will not be involved in any chair shots of that. Nobody should be involved in that ever again. And I made a comment. I'm just like, to be fair, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what I put, but I'm like, to be fair, any headshot with a weapon shouldn't be a thing.
Right.
And Dreamer saw that comment and said, well, with cookie sheets give a great noise and are, you know, no real threat of damage.
Right.
And the garbage cans kind of fold in on themselves, much like, and I'm like, oh, that's fair, you know. And then somebody's just like, but what about kendo sticks? And he went on about kendo sticks. He just
my God.
And he's just like, a chair. What do you use a chair for? You sit on it. What do you use a kendo stick? It's a fucking weapon. Like, it is a legit weapon. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, those things, no. He goes, they hurt. All they're meant for is pain. That's it.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm watching ECW like this as I've been. There's a lot of shots to the head with kendo sticks. there's a lot of shots to the head with chairs. I mean, that was the thing in the 90s, you know? It's just the way it was. Also, seeing Joel Gertner before he became, like, super sleazy is really... because he was a ring announcer.
Right.
And it's really interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. Mae Young Classic started airing.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
So there's that. I know we've covered that on a previous episode. No point going over that. I'm pulling up all my... I want to say I'm pulling up my notes, but I'm just actually pulling up... I'm pulling up dirt sheet sites because there's... Because going through WWE's site is like a fucking mess when it comes looking for like match cards and stuff like that.
Right.
So for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, we have... I could probably find that easy on WWE.
Probably. Is that the next pay-per-view coming up?
That is the next pay-per-view.
Ugh.
Yeah. That is...
When is it?
I think it's the 16th. Yeah, September 16th, because I just had a pop-up come up for it.
Well, shit, that's Nibus's birthday. I'll see what I can do.
Well, fair. Yeah, I mean, it's just... The card itself is shaping up to be decent. So, what do we have?
Though, to be fair, we've said it looks decent and had it be total ass before.
Yeah. No, I completely get you on that. I mean, the matches that have basically been announced is Charlotte and Becky.
Not surprising.
Which they're building on. Orton and Hardy in a Hell in a Cell. Bliss and Rousey.
Yay.
Miz and Maurice against Daniel, Bryan, and Brie. So they got a mixed tag going on.
Interesting.
And then Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman in a Hell in a Cell. That is the current, what they've announced.
That is the current card.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. Like 2 weeks later, we got another fucking show.
We do?
Yeah.
Fuck, what do we have?
Super Showdown. October 6th. One of the matches is The Undertaker versus Triple H.
Really?
Yeah, we'll also have The Shield going up against Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler.
What the fuck?
We'll have Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins against the Riot Squad. We'll have AJ Styles against Samoa Joe.
Did I go into a coma? Some weird shit happened. I'm coming out of it, and this is the result?
We'll also have Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And The New Day against The Bar. And Naomi and Asuka against the Iconics. If you guys can see Mori's face, it is fucking priceless. It's that look of like, what? Huh?
Yeah, pretty much. That is exactly my face. And when was the last time we actually saw Naomi with, like, anything?
Oh, she's been getting her ass kicked on Raw, on SmackDown the last few weeks by the Iconics. Asuka came in and made the save this past week.
Oh, thank God for Asuka.
Yeah. At least they're doing something with her, right? And then we have, after that, October 28th, we have WWE Evolution.
I hear that is being, like, vastly undersold.
Oh, it absolutely is. There's only 2 matches booked right now.
Oh, jeez.
That I know of. There's only 2 matches announced, and that is Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. and Lita versus Mickie James.
I'm sorry. We have a roster full of women that we can utilize, and we're pulling World Talent. Why?
Yeah.
Not that I'm against it. I think it's fantastic to bring some of the
Yeah, no, and you bring in Trish, that's fine.
Right.
But the thing is, like, putting Trish against Bliss is good because that gets her off Rousey.
Right.
Because Bliss isn't walking away with the title. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Mickie James and Lita, they're not. Mickie James ain't doing a goddamn thing.
No.
So that's fine. But like Nia Jax proposed 2 matches, one of which was against Beth Phoenix.
Interesting.
Which the Women's Royal Rumble, they had that moment in the ring with each other, and it was like that. Neither one wanted to budge for the other, so I can see that as like a good point to go with.
Yeah.
But you got the Riot Squad. You have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. You have, you have Becky Lynch. You have Charlotte Flair, which we're probably going to see another one of those in there too.
Yay.
Might as well. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Maybe they'll bring in some NXT talent. The other thing we're going to see at Evolution, though, is the finals for the Mae Young Classic.
Oh, interesting.
So,
okay.
So there is that. That is
right.
a thing. Which was supposed to be Tegan Nox, but she got injured in like her first or second match in the thing. And
yeah.
After being injured right before they started the first Mae Young Classic and having to be pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I don't know either.
So there was a survey that went out, WWE Network survey. And talking about like new shows that may get added, like concepts and seeing how people felt about them. WWE Now Live, a live morning show starring featuring the hottest topics and news in the WWE universe. History of FCW. While NXT is well known for its to the WWE universe as a starting point for today's WWE superstars, many current superstars started in pre-NXT Florida Championship Wrestling. This is the story of the Tampa-based promotion and its transformation to NXT. I would watch that.
Fair.
More documentaries focused on specific talent like The Undertaker, Hogan, Flair, Shawn Michaels, and more. Superstar / superfan. For example, Kevin Owens reflects on his time as a superfan. So it's basically superstars going on about like what got them into the business and when they were a huge mark for the business and stuff. I see that as like a YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah.
Xavier's Arcade Challenge. Xavier Woods takes his love for retro game to the finest bar / arcade in the country. Bar / arcades in the country and challenges the WWE Universe into one-on-one competitions. I'm sorry. You could do that on Twitch.
Yeah.
WWE Cheat Day with Becky Lynch. WWE superstars work hard and train harder. See what they do on their cheat day as Becky Lynch and Charlotte indulge on one of Becky's favorite breakfast cereals.
Because, fuck kayfabe, man.
House Hardy Halloween Special. Go inside the wonderful world of the Hardy family in this delightful short-form scripted sitcom featuring Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
I would actually watch that.
I would totally watch the shit out of that.
NXT UK. Hottest young talent in the United Kingdom's scene collide on WWE NXT UK, featuring WWE UK champion Pete Dunne, Mustache Mountain, Rhea Ripley, and other amazing superstars. This is the place to see the most exciting performers from Ireland, England, Scotland, and beyond. And then this one will make you excited. Because Fashion Police Unsolved Mysteries.
Yay!
Tyler Breeze and Fandango attempt to crack the case of numerous unsolved mysteries that have eluded the WWE Universe over the years.
Yay!
I saved
Oh,
that.
that
That
makes me
one's
so
in the
happy.
middle of the list, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
you saved it for last.
saved it for
oh,
last.
thank you.
But yeah, just like aside from that, and the pleasant thought of traveling back, however briefly, to the time when Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair were still best friends. The real winner here is obviously an ongoing Fashion Files.
Yeah.
I mean, I would watch that too. There's nothing else they can really do with those two. Sadly.
No, there really isn't, unfortunately.
So you remember how we watched that first episode of Glow?
Yes.
Okay, so Glow, obviously, the Netflix series is obviously based on the original Glow promotion from the 80s, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. So, and I think we've covered this at some point before, but the original Glow creator, David McLean, along with MGM Television, Jeannie Buss, and some others, started a new promotion called WOW, Women of Wrestling, which is now getting a TV deal with Access, which is cool.
Huh.
Well, they just got themselves a pretty big star. Access TV's women's wrestling show signs Impact Knockouts champ Tessa Blanchard.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So, the one thing I'll say about this, like, there's a whole press release and whatnot about it, and all of that, but Tesla recently signed a long-term deal with Impact.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a good example of what Impact is willing to do with their talent, because the way it typically goes, and it may still be the same way. I know it was this way with TNA, but they would, the workers would work like 4 days a month, and they would tape like TV for like 6 weeks or some shit, and then they're free the rest of the time to do whatever the fuck they want. It sucks when one of them gets hurt during that time, like in between, because then they got, all right, well, now we've built to this match, and now we can't do this match because this person apparently broke their leg in a boating accident or on an indie show. But the Anthem-owned Impact under Don Callis, who you may know as a commentator from New Japan, and Scott D'Amore, has been really friendly with letting their talent appear other places. So I'm actually very thrilled by this. It's a great step in the right direction. It is. They've Impact's had so much ill will towards them over the last year. So seeing this is like very refreshing. So, oh, okay. The numbers for All In are in.
Oh.
Final attendance 11,263.
Dang.
Yeah. The 0 hour pre-show basically on WGN America pulled a 0.8 from the 18 to 49 demographic, which isn't bad considering it was a Saturday, like 6 p.m. Eastern, p.m. Pacific. It was the only show on WGN America to finish in the top 150 original cable telecasts for September 1st. So the network's not complaining about it, so that's good.
Right.
Okay, and the last figure has to deal with merch. So the last figure I've seen bandied around about is the one which wowed me the most, even though I didn't have a frame of reference or comparison point. But indie wrestler Eric Cannon's congratulatory tweet to the Being the Elite trio included a merch sales figure which looks pretty crazy. 417,430. The number of t-shirts they sold in just 4 months.
Jesus.
That is pretty nuts.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the All In show was just like, as I said, it's something that I have to go and actually sit down and watch. And the more I read about it and the more clips I see from it, the more excited I am for it. Like, it was a great thing for the industry. Hands down. It proved that you can put on a show of that caliber without being, you know, under the New Japan umbrella or being under the WWE umbrella.
Right.
So, or any big promotion umbrella. I mean, they sold out. Well, it was a 10,000 seat venue. Obviously, a bit more than that. They added seats, but I don't think Ring of Honor's pulled those.
I don't think so either.
So that says something about them, and that brings up their stock. Like, hey, these guys here can, because let's be serious. 90% the thing sold out before any matches were. Before 90% of the talent was announced. All people know was Kenny, Nick, Matt,
Cody.
Skrull, Cody, and Paige were going to be on the show. That's all they knew, and the thing sold the fuck out.
Yep.
And I think they knew Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
But yeah, besides that, like, really? Like, that's... You announce no matches or anything like that. And you're able to sell out that kind of thing. And that's based on their name alone, so...
Yes. Which is fantastic.
Oh, it really is. Absolutely is. And I'm very thrilled. Because as I said, it's great for the industry. It shows that there's... And I mean, I've heard workers say this, like, hired guys, you know, Booker T and what. It shows that there is life. It shows, and not only shows, but it proves that there is life outside the WWE.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, it's life outside the WWE. It's life outside of Japan. It's there. You know?
Yep.
We won't know about... See, the thing is, like, Kenny's... Like, when it comes to contracts, Kenny's contract will come out up in January. The Bucks will probably... I think the Bucks are, like, the end of December. November, December, something like that. But they may work, like, date to date after that.
Right.
But we won't know what's going on for sure until maybe end of January, Royal Rumble time.
Oh yeah. Fair point.
So if they announce an All In 2, like they officially announce and go, yeah, we're doing All In 2, it's going to be here, then we know that they're not re-signing. They're not signing with WWE. Because WWE will not let that happen. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Though Jericho got some heat.
Oh yeah.
Jericho got a lot of heat for All In. So if you guys had seen the Pentagon Omega match, end of the match, lights go out for an extended period of time. Come back up, Pentagon's laying there in the ring, new tattoos. Gets up, hits 2 code breakers on Omega. Takes off the mask and it's hits 1 code breaker, takes off the mask, it's Jericho, hits another code breaker, leaves. And saying, "I'll see you on the boat or see you on the cruise," right? So Jericho being at All In was like one of the best kept secrets.
Yes.
Because like even Dreamer said it today on live stream. I had no idea Jericho was there. And he, I didn't know he was going to be part of the show. I didn't know he was there. Jericho nobody ever told us anything, not even Jericho, and I've known the guy for how many years,
Right.
So there was that, and it's like, okay. But you got to remember, this goes back to him working with New Japan, where I won't work in the States. I have too much respect for Vince and blah, blah, blah kind of stuff.
Yeah. Sorry.
So the word coming out is he never talked to them about it.
Oh, no.
So they didn't know he was going to show up on all.
Oh, Jericho. Oh, dear.
But yeah, it's just, if that's the truth, there is a lot of heat on him right now. There is a lot. I'm talking like nuclear heat on him. Because that is like serving somebody dinner and then pissing in their plate right in front of them. It's like, here you go. It's a beautiful steak. Let me marinate it for you. It's Raven. Why are you pissing on it? Oh. Not in its colorful metaphor.
Yep. They're the best.
I guess, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. It's a mystery.
Yeah, it's an unsolved mystery. Hopefully the fashion file's solved.
Maybe Brisango will figure it out.
Yeah, and then he'll critique my attire. You wear basketball shorts and a Bullet Club shirt. That is basically your entire wardrobe. Nah, I wear other wrestling shirts. But the basketball shorts, they're comfy.
They really are.
They are. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, like, outside of All In, like, there wasn't a whole lot that happened in the wrestling world. Because it was this past week and a half has all been about All In.
Right.
And I mean, I can alright, so I'm gonna pull up the results for All In. So we'll go over that like we used to do when we would go over pay-per-view. So SCU went over the Briscoes. Flip Gordon won the over budget battle royal, which we already talked about. He was what is it? He was wearing a mask the entire thing.
Right.
And he was knocked out on the outside of the ring. He wasn't thrown over. He was knocked out outside of the ring. So, like, Bully Ray is celebrating, and was it Grace and... Oh, no. Bully Ray eliminated Cabana and was celebrating. And then an unknown luchador eliminates Bully Ray, pulls off the mask, gets Flip Gordon, gets themselves a ROH championship match
Mhm.
later that night. Jordan Grace, the only female in the Battle Royal, was phenomenal in it.
Oh, good.
It was so awesome seeing her just kick ass in that entire thing. Dreamer was in it too, and Dreamer was
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Then we had Matt Cross against Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Cross went over. I'm actually not familiar with either one of them, so
No idea.
Stephen Amell against Christopher Daniels. I am familiar with both of them.
Yes.
I am familiar with Christopher Daniels because I saw him at a NWA show in New Jersey at an Italian Americans building.
Oh.
Also at that show was Mikey Whipwreck, and Mikey Whipwreck was cool as shit.
Nice.
My buddy Manny was working ring crew that night.
Oh, good.
Or he may have worked as a ref. I think they had him as a ref that. Not sure.
Big shout out to Manny.
Yeah, Manny's a cool dude. But yeah, so Daniels went over with the BME, the best moonsault ever.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal 4-way, Madison Rayne, Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, and Tessa Blanchard. Blanchard went over, delivering a hammerlock DDT on Chelsea Green, scoring the win just before Baker could break up the pin.
Nice.
Those are all names we've talked about over the last few months. Chelsea Green, Britt Baker. I mean, Chelsea Green was Laura Van Ness in Impact. And she left, and it's just a matter of time before she goes to WWE at this point.
Yeah.
Britt Baker attached to Adam Cole. That's only a matter of time. Let's be honest. Madison Rayne. She's in the Mae Young Classic this year. Tessa Blanchard was in the Mae Young Classic last year, and now she's a contracted superstar for Women of Wrestling. So there was that. Apparently, that match was really good. So I will actually be on the lookout for that one.
Sweet.
NWA World Heavyweight Championship match: Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis. Apparently a phenomenal match. This is one of those on my list of things to watch. Cody went over and is now the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yep.
A championship his father held.
Yes.
So that's actually really cool.
It is.
Chicago's Street Fight: Adam Page and Joey Janela. Adam Page beat him. What is it? Page produced a phone he may or may not have bludgeoned Joey Ryan with. From there, he delivered the rite of passage from the ladder and through a table to score the win. After the match, Ryan rose from the afterlife and made his way to the ring, to the shock and awe of Page. We all know Joey Ryan hit the dick flip, so it's glorious. He has it on his YouTube channel, so you can check that out. Ring of Honor Championship match between Jay Lethal and Flip Gordon. So they've been playing off. This was like a payoff to the whole. You've been watching Being the Elite with Jay Lethal, where like somebody would hit him in the shoulder and he would go from Jay Lethal to Black Machismo, and hit him in the shoulder again. Same thing over and over. So that spot happened so many times in this match. Lethal went over after being hit again and going back into Jay Lethal mode. He hit the lethal injection and got the cover. It was an all right match apparently. Then we had Kenny Omega, Pentagon Jr., or Penta El Zero. Omega went over. Hit the one-winged angel. It was another phenomenal match. Zuchika Okada against Marty Scurll. um, was a great match apparently. Skrull grabbed hold of Okada's fingers, and Okada taunted him, saying 205 live. And the villain snapped the fingers and applied the chicken wing.
Nice.
Okada did go over with with 2 straight rainmakers. So, then the main event, which was Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito versus the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi. The Bucks went over. They hit the Meltzer driver.
Of course.
It's not saying on who, but they hit the Meltzer driver and they went over. It wasn't as strong of a match as the last few, apparently. Like looking at Bleacher Report, like you're looking at it and it's like the street fight was an A. Ring of Honor match, the championship match was a B-. Kenny and Penta was an A+. Okada and Skrull was an A, and then the main event was a B. So, but I think the B- is the lowest rating.
Which, to be fair, isn't that bad.
Yeah, like the first tag match was a B+. They gave it a B+. The Battle Royal they gave a B. It was a B for the MJF cross match. B for Daniels and Amell. The women's 4-way was an A. A+ on Cody and Aldis. I mean, it's a solid show. I haven't seen a show get this much critical praise in a while. So not only did they sell out a nice sized venue, 1,000-seater, which you think about it like, oh well, WWE sells over 1,000 seats at every show they go to. Yeah, they're also getting like the Barclays Center and the Staples Center, like all these large fucking arenas, like, but their shows, like, you'll see a lot of like D's and C's, like, and I see what you posted there. Our good old, because I mentioned 205 Live, we got to talk about the 205 Live general manager and manager of the Authors of Pain.
Oh.
Drake Maverick. Rockstar Spud. Good for him.
Yes.
Him being their manager now makes me think that they're either going to A, kill off 205 Live.
I kind of hope so.
Or put somebody else in that spot.
Which would be interesting. Don't know who.
I mean, arguably, a cruiserweight division's a nice thing to have.
But
I don't think it needs its own show. That's just the way I look at it. Have it, have the cruiserweight title be defended between Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Have it be between those brands. We can throw NXT UK in there too and say that's a fourth brand, but that's just an extension of NXT.
Right.
Have the cruiserweight title between those three. I'd be fine with that. It doesn't need its own show. Let these guys do cruiserweight matches on the main shows. Don't relegate them to the network or Hulu. So, I don't know. But it's a good look for Spud. It really is.
Yes.
He looks like somebody cosplaying as a member of the AOP. It's kind of adorable.
It is kind of adorable.
It's like going to a wrestling. It's like he's Izzy. He is Izzy. Izzy would cosplay as Bailey. He's cosplaying as a member of AOP.
It all makes sense.
She's wrestling now too, by the way.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't.
Me either.
I mean, good for her, follow your dreams and whatnot, but you're like 12 years old. You know? It's just I don't. Yeah, wrestling is for everybody, but at the same time, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there's safety concerns and stuff that you have to take into account for that, you know? There's a lot of training that has to go into it and everything, but just not saying crush a girl's dreams, because that's not what you want to do.
No.
But just shouldn't be wrestling at this point. Maybe a few more years. Like, I would say, like, if you want to start wrestling, I mean, by all means, do the training and get the training under your belt and become proficient in that sense. But then working shows like 16, 18, you know, most promoters will not book somebody if they're not 18. So you've really limited where you can work. So, yep, that's for you, Izzy. This time's just flown by. Jesus. I cannot believe that it's about the hour and 40 mark. But anyway, I think that's a good point to wrap it up.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Yeah. Got to get this show notes and the thumbnail and all the other stuff done and get it uploaded. Oh, one thing that I wanted to, because I mentioned this earlier and forgot into it. I said I would get into it. There will be a change to the video portion of not only Gimmick Bag, but Pod Errors. Which has decided, in all their infinite wisdom, that unless you're an affiliate, you can't do premieres and you can't do reruns.
Yep.
So, Gimmick Bag will still be uploaded to the Twitch page.
However,
it won't be live. It won't be the noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time slot we've been doing. So it'll be uploaded pretty much a couple hours after the audio version goes up. But this also affects the YouTube version. So the YouTube version will now go up the same time as the Twitch version. So there is that. We no longer have to worry, because if they're gonna go and bend us over about this and say, oh, you can't do premieres anymore because we feel that there's not a way to grow your channel. Listen, we're doing this as kind of like a TV network, as opposed to saying like, oh, this is us streaming the content. You know, I enjoy running the broadcast and hanging out with whoever decides to pop in. I enjoy that. That's fun for me. That's a good way for me to kind of spend time with the community while the episode airs, get feedback, and now Twitch is like, nah, it's good. Nah, don't worry about it. So the two things that might happen is, one, if there is a premiere, it may end up being on my main Twitch channel, which means two uploads. Upload to my channel and then upload to the other channel, because why the fuck not? or just you guys are just gonna get a VOD version on Twitch. But as I said, the YouTube version won't have a 24-hour delay on it anymore. You're getting it you guys will be getting it on the 6th, when it debuts. So there's that. But anyway, guys, thank you very, very, very much for checking us out. Hopefully you guys didn't forget us. Thank you, by the way, for all those wonderful people that have been getting the episodes through iTunes and Stitcher and Radio Public and TuneIn. You guys are great. I looked at the last month's numbers. I don't ever look at numbers, but I was looking at the numbers for the amount of downloads, and it was just total downloads. It wasn't it was just downloads for this episode or that episode. But I looked at the total downloads between the two shows that I personally host, and I was blown the fuck away by you guys. So thank you. Seriously. If you want to, if you, as we said at the beginning, want to help support the show, probably cue up music. You guys do want to help support us, you can do multiple different things. There is our Patreon, patreon.com/PressFist Podcast. There is our sponsors, links in the show notes. That's Sideshow Collectibles, Gary Poppins Gourmet Small Batch Popcorn, Breezy.com, and Vape Vigilante. You guys can go and get the promo codes in the show notes, click those links, and then, of course, Loot Crate, link in the description as well. You guys are great, awesome, wonderful, terrific, and greatly appreciate any and all support you guys do give us here on the PressFist Podcast Network. If you are inclined to do so, visit the new shop, tpublic.com/user/theprecipice. You can get all of our merch there. It's nice to say that. You can get all of our merch, not just you can get some of it, all of it. You can get all of it there. And support the personality you My finger slipped. My earbud started slipping, and while I'm trying to do that, my hand went to the right and just spiked the music. But yeah, you can support the PressFist Podcast Network personality you like the most by purchasing their merch. So thank you guys once again. We will hopefully catch you again next week for another Gimmick Bag. And until then, we'll see you. Good night, everybody.
Bye.